So, in the last few videos, we have been going through Spanish adjectives, and we have been seeing how their form or the adjective changes depending on the noun, right? If it's masculine or feminine, if it is singular or plural, and then we also saw that um, in terms of commonalities, Spanish. Most of the Spanish adjectives end with "o", and based on that, um, those adjectives would have four different types. Four forms. So you could have singular masculine, singular feminine, plural masculine, plural feminine. And then you have some adjectives that end with "e", and they also follow the same rule in terms of um, singular to plural transformation. So when the noun changes from singular to plural, you add an s. But what we also saw was that if um, if you try to compare between masculine and feminine, unlike with adjectives that end with "o", the ones that end with "e", they stay the same. The adjectives stay the same irrespective of whether it is masculine or feminine. So that's the main point that we covered in the last video. And if you want more information, you can go back to that video in the playlist. The channel description contains or summarizes whatever we have covered in adjectives so far. So let's move ahead, move along with this. Okay. So what you have seen here, and which I was talking about, is adjectives that end in "e" do not, however, change form for masculine or feminine, right? So what you see here is you have inteligente, that is an adjective, and you have la chica inteligente, and then you have a masculine form, which is el chico inteligente, and you can see that the adjectives, it stays the same, right? So that's something to know and make a note of. All right, so the next point here is, so similarly, most adjectives that end in a consonant do change form for singular or plural. So ending in a consonant. So we talked about adjectives ending with "o", adjectives ending with "e", which are all vowels, right? All are vowels. Now we're talking about adjectives that end with a consonant, so which are not obviously vowels, they're not a, e, I, o, u. So most adjectives that end in a consonant do change form for singular or plural. Okay, which is fine, right? That's what you've seen even with adjectives that end in "o" or "e". They change the form. And they change form by adding an s to it, right? We have seen that with "o" ending adjectives and "e" ending adjectives, and so it's nothing new in that respect to say that even adjectives that end with or end in a consonant they also change form, right? So they change form for singular or plural. But, and note this, that they do not change for masculine or feminine. So this is in a way similar to adjectives that end in e, or with the letter e, because so we have seen that um, they do transform. The adjectives do transform when we talk about singular to plural, but they stay the same if it's masculine or feminine. They stay the same. Um, so it looks like we're following the same rule in terms of adjectives that end in a consonant. So, but here's the difference, right? So if we look at the next statement, it says that to form the plural, add es. Add es to form the plural. So, so with adjectives ending with o and with adjectives ending with e, the transformation to the plural form is achieved by adding an s to the end of the adjective. But in this case, in order to transform to the plural form, we add an es. We add an es to it. So we're talking about consonants, talking about adjectives that end in a consonant. So to form the plural, add es. So let's take a look at a few examples. So we have la chica popular, popular, el chico popular. And then before we go ahead, let's just make sure that the pronunciation of popular is correct. So just give me a moment here. Let's look at the Spanish to English translation. Okay, and typing in the word here.
Popular.
Okay, all right. So it's the same. So it's popular, popular. Okay. So la chica popular, el chico popular. Okay, so these are all singular, singular feminine and singular masculine, respectively. So okay, now let's focus on la chica popular. Okay, so that is singular feminine, and obviously, and we've seen this in section 4. So the plural form would be las chicas, and it's an adjective, and based on a rule, we would have to add an es to it. So it would be las chicas populares, right? Las chicas populares, and the for singular masculine we have el chico popular. Okay, and if we have to transform this, it will be los. El will transform los. Chico will add an s to it. Chicos, el chicos, and the same rule we adding an es. So populares, populares, right? Los chicos populares. Right. So this is the takeaway for today. That adjectives that end in a consonant, they change form for they obviously change form singular or plural, but the thing to note here is, and again, it's similar to uh, adjectives that end in e in terms of what changes and what doesn't change, right? But what we need to know and what we need to make a note of is that unlike with adjectives that end in an o or an e, here to form the plural we add an es, right? So that's the thing to note, and this will all be in the description of the video. Okay, and to recap, they have summarized this. So adjectives that end in o have four forms that we know: alto, alta, altos, altas. Adjectives that end in e have two forms: inteligente, intelligentes, and most adjectives that end in a consonant have two forms: popular and populares, which is formed by adding an es. Okay. All right. So okay. All right. So in the next video, we'll again do a brief summary and then take a basic quiz. Okay. So until then, see you next time.